Hey guys, welcome back, or if you're new, welcome. I'm Elle. Elle is the start of my surname and it's also the Hebrew word for God. And I thought it was a cool name for my online persona. So I shuffled the Astral House cards and we got July. So when a month comes out that's already happened in the year, I keep shuffling to see if another month comes out. And typically it is a month that follows that month for one that hasn't happened, if that makes sense. So what I'm getting, something happened in July, and it's going to link into something that happens in January 2026. We've got the success card with it as well, and happiness. Success and happiness with the January and July. So I've also decided to start pulling a few initials. So a few letters. If your initial is here, this reading is definitely for you. If it's not, obviously just use your discernment. But so we have D for Delta, R for Romeo, and W for Wayne. Again, I seem to keep getting the same initials as well today. It's just very funny. But anyway, so let's see what happened. What happened in July? Something happened in July that is going to bring success and happiness in January. What deck shall we start with? Let's do tea leaves, actually. Oh no. Let's get the general energy of this reading, even though we already have. Wow. Okay. So we've got skill. We've got the card 15 with Patar skill. Also the devil card. And then we have the card 30 for Apophis, which is darkness. So from this, I'm getting, just we're reading it with the devil and that as well. So in July, or perhaps just the general energy at the moment, the energy around this basically is that there's some skill that you have or you've been working on, but you feel like you're kind of in the dark with it. But I'm getting you're in the dark with it due to some like addiction you have. So some addiction you have has been holding back this skill and keeping you in a sort of state of darkness. When I say state of darkness, I mean a sort of state of like the lower consciousness, scales. So like fear, shame, guilt, um, all of that stuff. So maybe you're scared to share your skills, you're ashamed, I don't right now, maybe you feel you're not good enough. And you very much are. It's just something that you're doing to yourself, which is life mostly, isn't it? That is blocking you from seeing it. So it's not that you don't have the skill, but there's an addiction you have that's blocking you from seeing the skill you have and is keeping you in a state of darkness. This could be the situation that happened in July, or this could be where you still sort of the energy you're still in, but I kind of asked for the overall energy. So I'm just going to take that as the overall energy for now. But I'm going to put them back in the deck because I'm also going to ask for July and January and we'll see if the same cards come out. So what was the energy in July, please? Hmm. Okay, we have 11, Anubis, transformation, but it fell on the success card and on the side of January. So again, if you don't know, I read my cards based on where they fall because my cards typically fly out of the deck. So this, I feel like, is not for July, but is for more on the January side of some sort of with Anubis as well, like death, rebirth, transformation. 11, the justice card. So your sort of justice coming in, something you've suffered with, you're going to sort of get your justice in January. So let me just, for July, what was the energy in July? Okay, we have darkness. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so you had the darkness in, no, can we just, let's just, what darkness? But again, it's fallen out in January, this one, and right next to transformation. And it's Geb with prosperity. Okay, so what I'm getting from that, I feel like they're telling me every time I've asked a question about July, the cards have flown out to the opposite side of my table over to January. And the fact the darkness card did come out for July, I'm basically seeing as that initial skill and darkness was very much your July energy. So definitely, struggling with the skill in July in a state of darkness. You may still sort of be in this. And this is what you're starting to see. Maybe this is what this reading is for, is to sort of make you aware that you can do this. I'm getting that you do already have an inkling that this addiction or whatever this thing is. When I say addiction, it could be a substance, it could be simply social media. You could be spending too much time on social media and this is blocking you from seeing your skill. For example, if you're an artist, you have a lot of skill, but you go and sit on social media and then you see other people's art and then you think that's better than mine. And then you get in this state of darkness of like, I'm not good enough, blah, 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 blah. All of this sort of, you sort of spiral in the lower consciousness layers, essentially. And that is, yeah, my point is the addiction could be anything. It could very much be a substance. So it could be alcohol or it could be a drug or it could even be love, it could be tarot readings. It could be that you are so obsessed listening to tarot all the time, trying to find out what's coming to you in the future, that you're not focusing on the present and your skill in the present. And you can't, basically, the shit that's told to you in tarot readings isn't going to just magically happen. Yes, there is an element of magic in the world, but it's not going to happen if you just sit there. So, you are a character in this game. So it's yeah, I hope I'm making sense, going on a bit of a ramble now. I don't even really remember what I've just said. But yeah, there's some form of spiral here in relation to kind of what I've just mentioned. Certainly in July, maybe this started in July or it was at its peak in July. Perhaps you're coming out of it now, being August. I mean, I think you might still be very much in this, like this started in July maybe, and you're still very in this energy. Okay. I'm going to get an advice card. So how, oh, that's a lot. Didn't even ask the question either. Um, how can they get out of this energy? What advice does my collective need at the moment? What does my collective need to hear? My goodness. And it fell on the skill card. Block out distractions. Your life purpose and other priorities. Sorry, sometimes you just got to laugh because of the actual synchronicity is insane. It actually scares me sometimes. Your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics. I'm really getting that social media example was maybe on the money. Um, by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. Again, avoiding anyone, maybe over the top, like love, you're seeking love too much, or maybe too much time in tarot readings or anything. Again, addictions that distract you from what is important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. I mean, uh, yeah, what do we say? So, okay, I think that's clear advice on the state you're in at the moment and what you need to do. I think it's quite clear. And when you do this, mm, that's so weird. I've just said when you do this, and then my phone, I've just got a connection request from someone. So it says you have a new connection. So when you do this, you get a new connection as well. This could be to someone or connection to different realms or connection to a higher consciousness. I don't know, but that was just the timing of that was too crazy to not mention. Um, let's get some cards for what? For January. What's going to happen in January then around this success? Wow. And that just rolled and then flew onto my phone because these cards are circular. So you have the Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assures success. And then you've got the success card next. I mean, come on, guys, it's a joke. January is promising. You do need to just block out this distraction, whatever it may be, whatever that devil card represents for you here. Like, again, if it's social media, comparing yourself to people, or just social media, or seeking answers through tarot constantly without doing the work and going within and seeking too much outside of yourself. It could be alcohol, it could be a drug, it could be sugar, it could be, literally anything we can get addicted to. Mm. Any more cards for January? Thank you. Oh my God, the egg card, success assured with good plans and hard work. Box. Ooh, I don't think I've ever received this in a reading. There's so many tea leaf cards compared to a normal deck that I don't think I've even got all of the cards before or seen all of the cards before. And the box card is you will receive a gift. I've just had two tea leaves slide out onto the July pile, so I'm gonna just see. We have a younger man and family matters with the seahorse, and that's on the block out distractions. Okay, so another distraction it could be here is your family. Maybe your family or a family matter is distracting you from your skill and purpose. This could also be with younger man. I'm getting this could be a love situation that you're paying too much attention to and not enough attention to yourself and your skill. Okay. Then just sorry to go back. You did also get the cane, would pay attention to your health. Okay. But otherwise, super positive cards for January. It's actually crazy. So whatever this thing is that you block out, it turns into a lot of success. It turns into you a gift. You'll receive a gift. You've got the egg saying success is assured with the good plans and hard work. And hard work isn't even needed. Just work is needed. It depends on what your definition of hard work is. Hard work should not be that you're slogging away and putting your own sort of peace, at a detriment to your peace, basically. Like hard work should be fun still, like, if it's not fun, then you're pushing yourself too much. And hard work isn't it, as far as I'm concerned and what I believe. Hard work isn't actually what gets you places. It is your energy. It is the frequency that you're on. So I'm definitely getting with the good plans around this devil energy and trying to mitigate that energy, whether it be cold turkey or sort of tapering off it. Again, that doesn't mean that it's a substance. That could literally even be with a person still, or social media or tarot readings. If you listen to 10 tarot readings a day now, maybe you listen to one a day or three a day. Or if you can do a bit more than that, just cut them off altogether or do one a week, something like that. Um, but doing these things is really going to bring this success in whatever area this skill of yours is in. I just heard architecture. I was hearing so I'm feeling a lot of creative stuff. So a musician, an artist, a dancer. But I also heard architect, anything that requires a skill. It could even be content creation. It could be anything. Um, I'm just going to get a numerology card for January. Hold your vision. It's time to take action. Anything else for January? You and your loved ones are safe, and a fiery climax approaches. I've just noticed as well, one of the cards is full moon in Aries, and the other is new moon in Aries. So Aries is very notable. Emperor energy. But I know this sounds very cliche, but in January, it is giving a vibe of with the success, you have success in some form of skill, this thing I'm talking about, but there's also a bit of a side message that you get some form of happiness comes in through a new connection or a connection request. It could be someone even reconnecting with you. But the fiery climax approaches is giving me that sort of like fire in love sort of feeling. So yeah, let me do the dice again. Who is this message for? So we've got Taurus. We've got the number one, which is the house of self. Um, so yeah, you need to focus on yourself. At the moment, it's like yourself is holding yourself back. Like you're holding yourself back, if that makes sense. I said that in a weird way. And then I do have to look at this chart to see what planet this is, because planets look so similar. Saturn. So that is Capricorn. So Capricorn and Taurus, heavy earth energy. And the first house, the house of the self. So if that's one of your star signs or Aries, this message is definitely for you. Thanks for joining, guys. I hope it resonated. If it did, please do let me know in the comments, or like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.